Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our second New York Life webinar. My name is Jessica Shee. I'm the Director of Communications here at the Health Service System. And with me today, I have Kathleen Morris from New York Life, who will be here to answer any of your questions. If you can look for your menu bar, either at the top or the bottom of the screen, there should be a little Q&A icon. And please click that because that's how you would send us questions, and Kathleen is ready to answer them. So we have a pre-recorded webinar presentation with information about our new life insurance plans with New York Life. And with that, this pre-recorded presentation allows Kathleen to focus on answering your questions. With that, I am going to start the presentation.
Welcome to the San Francisco Health Service System Open Enrollment webinar. We're so glad you've joined us today to learn about your benefits for Plan Year 2026. Open enrollment is a period each year when all members can enroll in benefits coverage and change their current benefits coverage for the upcoming calendar year. You can change from one plan to another, enroll or waive coverage, add remove dependents from coverage, enroll in flexible spending accounts. If you do nothing, your current year benefit elections will roll over to the next plan year. However, flexible spending accounts do not roll over. Eligible members must re-enroll in the flexible spending accounts each year to participate. Your new benefit choices are effective January 1st, 2026. Open enrollment starts at 8 a.m. on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, and ends at 5 p.m. on Friday, October 25th, 2025. You may enroll online through SF MyHub, located at sfhss.org. How to enroll. Find the open enrollment tile to access the My Health benefits to make your new benefit elections. City and county employees can also access SF MyHub through the SF My portal. Paper applications must be postmarked by October 24th, 2025 to be accepted. You'll be on mute and off camera for the entire presentation. We encourage you to ask questions. We will be using the Q&A function in Microsoft Teams. Scroll through your screen to find the menu bar, either at the top or bottom of the screen, depending on whether you're using your computer or mobile device. Click on the Q&A icon in your menu bar. Click on Create Post to type your question. We will answer as many questions as time allows during the Q&A session. Please do not share personal medical information in the chat. Everyone can see it. We recommend a one-on-one consultation. If you have questions that do include personal and private medical information, please schedule a private one-on-one consultation with a health plan vendor. Our health plan vendors have open enrollment office hours. To schedule an appointment, visit sfhss.org/OE2026. If you have eligibility questions, please call SFHSS Member Services at 628-652-4700 or visit our offices at 1145 Market Street, the third floor, during our business hours listed on the screen for further assistance. And we want to remind everyone to get their annual flu shot and COVID booster to protect yourself and your loved ones this fall and winter. With that, our presentation will now begin.
A lot has changed over the past 2 years. In the wake of the pandemic, 50% of people say they're thinking more about finances, physical health, and mental health. And with New York Life helping people to protect their families and futures for over 175 years, San Francisco Health Service System is partnering with New York Life Group Benefit Solutions to ensure all employees recognize the importance of getting financial protection in place. It's through our caring guidance and our comprehensive solutions that we're able to put benefits to work for people to deliver financial security and peace of mind. Today, we're going to provide details on the current benefits you have access to. First, employer-paid benefits include group life insurance policy and long-term disability insurance for some employees. Employee-paid coverages include voluntary short-term disability, voluntary long-term disability insurance for some employees, voluntary supplemental life insurance, and voluntary accidental death and dismemberment insurance. There are specific enrollment opportunities for you this year. You can enroll in the voluntary supplemental life insurance policy, which is employee paid, for up to $200,000, no medical questions asked. You can enroll your spouse or domestic partner in the voluntary supplemental life insurance policy, which is employee paid, for up to $50,000 in coverage, no medical questions asked. Additional coverage can be purchased for you and your spouse by going through the evidence of insurability process, which is answering medical questions. Dependent child coverage is also available for you to enroll in for $10,000, which is always available without having to answer the medical questions. This is also an employee paid coverage election. Voluntary AD&D insurance and employee paid coverage is always available without having to answer medical questions. And you can enroll in short-term disability coverage, which is employee paid without answering medical questions. Remember, these are one-time offers during this enrollment period to elect certain amounts of coverage without answering medical questions. Now, let's take a moment to review your term life insurance options in more detail. As we go through our daily lives, thinking about life insurance is usually not the first thing that comes to mind. However, if something were to happen to any of us, there are a variety of others that will be faced with once we are gone. Many costs can come up from someone passing, such as an outstanding medical bills, travel expenses to get to loved ones, funeral expenses, or even probate costs if a will was not created. LIMER research also shows that 44% of households would face financial hardship within 6 months should the primary wage earner die unexpectedly. 25% would suffer financially within a month. Oftentimes, people put off getting life insurance until later in their lives. With all that's going on in the world today, it's more important than ever to review your life insurance options for yourself and for your family members. What is great is that your plan includes some additional features such as terminal illness, premium waiver, extended death, portability, and conversion. Everyone's life insurance needs are different. As we enter in different stages in our lives, our life insurance needs will change. New York Life has a very simple calculator to help individuals determine what amount of life insurance is recommended based on answering 5 simple life questions. It is easy to access, no personal information is needed, and no one will contact you after you answer the questions. The calculator will simply suggest an amount that is recommended based on your answers. You can scan the QR code to begin. Now let's review what life insurance options you have access to. New York Life has assigned classes based on your union group that coincide with your benefits. These are just some examples. So for example, classes 1, 2, and 5 include groups such as Municipal Executives Association, MEA, MAA, Superior Court of California, County of San Francisco MEA, Commissions Association, and unrepresented managers, and more. Class 3, 6, and 7 include groups such as SEIU 1021, Local 21, Superior Court of California, County of San Francisco International Federation Reporters and Unrepresented Professionals or Manager, and more. Class 4 includes groups such as Superior Court of California, County of San Francisco, International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers, IFPTE, Local 21 attorneys. These benefits are also listed within your MOUs or your Memorandum of Understanding, collective bargaining agreement, and are defined in this appendix at the end of the presentation. Your employer pays for life insurance benefit for you. This is known as basic term life. You have the opportunity to purchase additional life insurance amounts on top of that called voluntary life, voluntary term life, which is taken through payroll deduction. Employee coverage is available in units of $10,000 to a maximum of $500,000. The guarantee issue amount is $200,000. Spouse domestic partner coverage is available in units of $5,000 to a maximum of $250,000. The guarantee issue amount is $50,000. And child coverage is available at $10,000. Pay close attention to the enrollment offerings, such as guarantee issue amounts that we talked about earlier. These don't happen every year, so make sure to take advantage of the enrollment period and the offers. And again, guarantee issue means you can add or increase coverage without evidence of good health. If you go above the guarantee issue offer or join as a late entrant, you may be subject to those medical questions and/or health exams may be required. When you elect life insurance coverage through your employer's plan, you may be guaranteed a certain amount of coverage, which is referred to as the guarantee issue amount that we've been talking about. When you elect an amount at or under the guarantee issue amount, coverage is granted automatically with no additional information needed. However, there will be some employees who need life insurance over the guarantee issue amounts. When this happens, you'll have to go through that evidence of insurability process, or EOI. It's basic health information for you and/or your dependents that lets New York Life know you're healthy enough to obtain the amount of coverage you requested. In some cases, a physical exam may be required based on your answers to the EOI application questions. The turnaround time will vary and could be as long as a couple of weeks. New York Life will keep you and your employer informed throughout the underwriting process. If this process is something that is more than you anticipated, you may want to stay within the guarantee issue limits where no additional health questions will be required. Completing all the necessary steps will help ensure the process moves forward without delay. Be sure to answer all questions and correspondence completely and accurately. Next, we're going to take a moment to review your voluntary accidental death and dismemberment insurance. Serious accidents can occur during the most common activities like working around the house or taking a family vacation. AD&D insurance can help pay for the unexpected costs that may arise from a covered accident. Many do not realize that accidents are the fourth leading cause of death in the U.S. Accidents can happen without warning no matter the age of a person. Accidental death and dismemberment, known as AD&D, make sure your loved ones have financial protection during these unforeseen moments. AD&D can be purchased on top of your other life insurance plans. Common examples of covered injuries are paralysis, loss of limb, eyesight, hearing, speech, or fatality. Enrolling in AD&D is easy during your annual enrollment as medical questions are never required. You have the opportunity to purchase additional insurance amounts referred to as voluntary AD&D, which is an employee-paid benefit that is taken through payroll deduction. Make sure you take a moment to review or choose who you want listed as your beneficiary. Employee coverage amounts are available in units of $10,000 to a maximum benefit of $500,000. Spouse domestic partner coverage are available in units of $5,000 to a maximum benefit of $250,000, and child coverage is available in the amount of $10,000. Let's take an opportunity to review your disability insurance benefits. Disability insurance can pay you benefits if you suffer a covered disability, something that prevents you from earning an income. Think of it as insurance for a portion of your paycheck. Payments may come directly to you or to someone you designate to pay things like groceries, the mortgage, utilities, and medical bills. When thinking about the need for disability insurance, consider how long you can go without earning a paycheck while meeting your household expenses. So, what is short-term disability? Some of the most common types of short-term disability claims are pregnancy, fractures, knee surgeries, back injuries, or sudden illnesses like gallbladder surgery or pneumonia. So how does it work? Through a simple claim filing process, you can have benefits paid to you through direct deposit or assigned to someone who may be assisting you during recovery. When choosing your benefits, it's important to ask yourself, how long can I go without my paycheck? If you're like most people, you'll quickly determine the importance of short-term disability insurance protecting your financial well-being, especially since statistics show short-term disabilities last anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks long for recovery. There are 3 simple things you'll want to understand about disability insurance. How much will my benefit be? How soon will it start? And how long will it pay me for? For all active, full-time Municipal Executive Association MEA employees regularly working a minimum of 20 hours per week, your short-term disability coverage is elected in increments of $100 to a maximum of the lesser of 30% of your weekly covered earnings or $700. There's a 14-day benefit waiting period for accident and a 14-day waiting period for sickness, which is the length of time you will have to be disabled before your benefits begin. The plan will pay out a maximum benefit period of up to 13 weeks. For all active full-time City and County of San Francisco employees regularly working a minimum of 20 hours per week, your short-term disability coverage is elected in increments of $100 to a maximum of the lesser of 30% of your weekly covered earnings or $700. There is a 7-day waiting period for accident and a 7-day waiting period for sickness, which is the length of time you have to be disabled before your benefits begin. This plan will pay out a maximum benefit period of up to 26 weeks. Please note, if you're currently enrolled in one of the grandfathered plans, your coverage will roll over to New York Life on January 1, 2026. Please be sure to log into myapp.sfgov.org and then select the Work Terra tile to review your benefits. Like short-term disability, long-term disability is designed to help you protect your paycheck. However, long-term disability insurance is designated to provide you with protection for a much longer period of time. Some common types of long-term disability claims have been complications due to pregnancy, back injuries, cancer, mental health issues, long-term recovery from an accident or a chronic illness like a stroke or a heart attack. While no one can predict what will happen, you can plan ahead. So how does it work? Just like short-term disability, long-term disability works through a simple claim filing process. You can have benefits paid to you through direct deposit or assigned to someone who may be assisting you during your recovery. If you're in Class 1, which includes groups such as MEA, MAA, Local 21, and more, your benefits include long-term disability coverage provided by your employer. The plan covers 66.67% of your salary to a maximum of $7,500. This benefit will not start until you have been disabled for 90 days. If you're in Class 2, which includes groups such as bricklayers and allied crafts, building inspectors, glaziers, laborers, San Francisco city workers, painters, and more, the plan covers 60% of your salary to a monthly maximum of $5,000. This benefit will not start until you have been disabled for 180 days. These benefits are also listed within your MOUs or Memorandum of Understanding, collective bargaining agreement, and are defined in the appendix at the end of this presentation. If you're in Class 3, California Court Commissioners Association, Municipal Executives Association, MEA, Police Chiefs and Fire Chiefs, Municipal Executives Association, MEA, Superior Court of California, County of San Francisco, Superior Court of California, County of San Francisco Unrepresentative Management, you have the opportunity to enroll in voluntary long-term disability benefits. This is an employee-paid coverage. Statistics show long-term disability claims can last up to 3 years. With this benefit, there are a couple of things to understand. The plan covers 66.67% of your salary to a monthly maximum of $7,500. A 90-day benefit waiting period applies before benefits become payable. Long-term disability begins when your short-term disability benefits end, and you can refer to your plan documents for more information. There will be some employees who did not enroll in disability when it was initially offered. If you have determined that you now need disability, and you may have to go through evidence of insurability process if it is outside of the annual enrollment period. Some additional resources are available for those with disability insurance. Our Health Working Life Vocational Coaching and Work Wellness Resource webpage provide great resources to help employees experiencing challenges due to an illness or injury. Now, let's talk about value add programs and services. These are easy to access value add programs, and they come with your benefits and provide you with additional benefits that complement your New York Life benefits we just went over. Estate support is included. Estate guidance is a user-friendly online tool, and it allows employees and their family members to write a last will and testament, a living will, and a document outlining their wishes for final arrangements quickly, easily, and cost-effectively. Estate guidance walks users through the entire process, guiding choices with a series of questions and breaking down each step into easy-to-understand terms. It's convenient, simple, and accessible anytime, anywhere via tablet, desktop, or mobile app, and helps eliminate the barriers to estate planning. Survivor assurance services include beneficiary bereavement counseling with certified specialists, peace of mind and support in the unfortunate event of a loss, consultation services, and beneficiaries have access to life assistance, My Secure Advantage, and a survivor assurance account, which is a free interest-bearing account for beneficiary payments of $5,000 or more. Our survivor support specialists offer compassion and expertise to help people navigate loss. They are trained in coaching with experience in grief loss and have more than 5 years experience in related work. They're knowledgeable of EAP services and other available benefits. Secure Travel provides comprehensive worldwide travel assistance. No dollar limits on medical evacuation, repatriation for medically necessary services coordinated through the program. Services include take advantage of a worldwide travel assistance program, including pre-trip planning, help while traveling, and emergency support with trips more than 100 miles from home. Live multilingual customer service is available 24/7 wherever you are in the world. Please make sure you review your benefit election options by October 24th, 2025, so you don't miss out on this enrollment opportunity. You can make your elections online by visiting Workterra. It's a good idea to save or print a copy of your elections in case you need to look back and reference your enrolled or declined plans. Please stay tuned for important plan exclusions and class definitions on the screen. Thank you for joining today's webinar. Have a great day.
Okay, so we'll now start the Q&A portion of our webinar, and I'm going to go back to the first question. Thank you, Kathleen, for joining on camera. The first question came from Michael. Can you name a sibling as a beneficiary? Oh, Kathleen,
yes.
you're on mute.
Yep. Thank you, Jessica. Yes, you can. You can name anybody you would like as a beneficiary to your life insurance. The only thing that we caution people about is if you live in a community property state, there's obviously the potential for somebody to contest a different beneficiary designation. But again, you're welcome to designate anybody you like as a beneficiary.
Great, and I see more questions are coming in, so this is great. Let me go to Question number 2. Oh, can you provide the QR code for the life insurance calculator? I think we actually have a custom microsite for SFHSS. Kathleen, is it possible for you to drop it into the chat?
I don't know if I have the link. Let me see if I can grab it. If not, I know, let me try to grab that real quick. I do not have that handy. Hold on.
Okay. And while you're doing that, let me go to the next question from Ashley. How do I know if I'm already signed up for life insurance through SF City and County? If I did sign up for something, would that have been through New York Life? Along those lines, how does this package compare to the life insurance previously offered at SF City and County? So most of you have MOU agreements done through your union, and most members do have some level of basic life insurance and also long-term disability insurance. But some of the products that was mentioned in the video today are to supplement that. And I think one way you can find out is you can go on to the employee portal and look at your benefits, and you can see just how much coverage you have through the employee portal. Next question is from Mitchell. Do we already have life insurance policy with the city? How much is that policy, and are we allowed to have more than one?
Yeah, really good questions. So everybody who's in one of the covered classes for the basic life, and there's a lot of different groups within each class. So again, I would go back to the open enrollment presentation when we make that available, and that should give you some information, as well as your information, I believe, within Workterra is going to tell you how much life insurance you currently have that's provided to you at no cost by your employer. And should you want to purchase additional life insurance, you can certainly do that during the special open enrollment opportunity. That would be the supplemental or the voluntary term life insurance. So yeah, you absolutely can have multiple life insurance policies. The voluntary plan allows you to also elect coverage for dependents, so a spouse or a domestic partner, as well as dependent children. So hopefully that answers the question, but if not, please feel free to drop a follow-up in the chat.
Thank you. And the next question is from Chrissy. Will the biweekly cost change once I separate from CCSF or retire?
Yeah, so that's really a hard question to answer. In summary, yes, your costs will change because depending on the product that you're taking with you, if you're doing your employer paid life insurance or your voluntary term life insurance or your voluntary AD&D, there's different what we call conversion or portability options available. And with each option, there will be different costs. Should you separate from your employer, New York Life, obviously after 1/1/26, when we take over the plans, we'd send anybody terming their employment conversion and or portability packet. You'd have all the information that you need to make the decision if you want to convert or continue your coverage on your own.
Thank you. And the next question is for Sammy. I joined late, so I apologize if this was already covered. I signed up for a policy through the Hartford previously. Will it automatically be rolled over to New York Life?
Correct. It will. All existing amounts will be rolling over to New York Life as of 1/1/2026.
Great. And the next question is from Allison. For short-term disability coverage, does New York Life factor other benefits like California state or other policy that was paid? And what does 312 pre-existing condition limitation mean?
So our plan is a supplement to the California voluntary disability policy. So the 30% is paid in addition to what you would get paid under California. And 312, what that means is the STD plan would not pay a benefit for a condition that you sought treatment for or were seeing a doctor about 3 months prior to your effective date of coverage. Once you've been on the plan for a full 12 months, then any condition is covered under the plan.
Great, thank you. The next question is from Helen. When I click on the Workterra tile in my apps, I only see the Hartford Supplemental Employee Life and AD&D. I don't see the New York Life options. So the Hartford is still available for those enrolling, like new hires enrolling this year. But all of our life insurance is converting to New York Life starting January 1, 2026. And if you go through the Workterra functions, so I know what you mean, it's a little confusing. I went through it myself, but if you keep clicking through, it should also give you the New York Life options. And if that doesn't work, you can also schedule. I'm going to type in a web address, oe.com, and you can schedule a consultation with Workterra directly to have them help you with any enrollment needs. Now, Workterra only does your voluntary benefits. The employer paid benefits are already arranged and set up. Okay, the next question is from William. For long-term disability coverage, am I required to concurrently enroll in short-term disability coverage?
Nope, they are separate elections. So for LTD, if you're in the class that you would be covered for the voluntary LTD, you're welcome to enroll in that, but you can also enroll in the voluntary STD as well. They complement each other. You're welcome to do that. Or if you only want to purchase coverage maybe under the LTD, you can do that as well.
Great, thank you. And Jerry asked, will the slide deck be available? Yes, we will provide this pre-recorded of this entire video. It should be up on our open enrollment calendar by tomorrow. So if you look at this date, Monday at noon on our calendar, you'll be able to find the video there. And the next question is from Betty. Can we get a copy of today's presentation? Yes, it will be posted on our calendar. Let me, I'm going to post that link. I think it is. Okay, let me go back to. Sorry, just looking for where I left off. Imelda asked, can we get a copy of? Yes, it will be. I just dropped a link, and that's where the video for this presentation will be. And Betty asked, New York life insurance policy is available after we retire. Oh, did I already cover this? Does the premium go up when we retire? I believe Kathleen had already addressed that.
Yeah, so life insurance is available should you retire. You can convert that coverage to what we call a whole life policy at that point in time. So absolutely, you can take that with you under the conversion feature.
Great, thank you. And then Davinia asked, is estate support available to all employees or only those enrolled in the additional supplemental insurance plans?
So yes, the estate support is available across all coverages, so you are welcome to use it. It has some great tools included in it. I think we talked about this at our last session, but one of my favorite is the will preparation program, which is kind of an online self-service system that you can utilize to create a last will and testament. So if you don't have one created, it's a great way to do it at no cost.
Great. And then Andre wants to know, thank you for the information. Please let me know where to locate the monthly cost of the benefits options discussed, including STD and LTD for full-time city employees. So LTD is most likely already included in your MOU. So that's employer sponsored, depending on which union you're with. But for your STD, you can look up those rates through the Workterra tile in My Apps, or you can call Workterra, schedule an appointment. I'm going to drop it in. I'm going to drop the link in for you to schedule an appointment so you can get your rates. And then he had a follow-up question to confirm if we have STD or LTD for 12 months, then any including pre-existing conditions are covered. Is that correct?
So yeah, we talked about the pre-existing condition limitation, and so that's that 312 we talked about that would be applicable. So anything that you were seeking treatment for 3 months prior to your effective date is not covered on the plan until you've been on the plan for 12 months. However, if you're currently enrolled in the plan, anytime that kind of we talk about like is served. So if you've been covered on the plan for years, then the pre-X does not apply to you when you roll over to New York Life. It's only when you initially elect the coverage that the pre-X applies to any conditions that maybe you're seeking treatment for.
Great, thank you. And then Shinmi asked if there's a specific link to sign up for New York Life insurance policies. So I just dropped in the, sorry, your message can't be posted. Oh, well, if you go to workterravvoe.com, that's where you can schedule a one-on-one consultation with one of our voluntary benefits specialists. And then Hui Ping asked, can you share the presentation? Yes, it will be on the SFHSS website and our open enrollment calendar. And then Yuri asked, just to make sure, did you say voluntary supplemental wouldn't be available every year?
No, it's a unique opportunity for this year's open enrollment, and that we're offering what we call guarantee issue amounts, which are amounts you can elect without having to really answer any medical questions or go through medical underwriting. In addition, for New York Life, we're offering larger amounts than what you had previously with the Hartford. So if you decide to purchase additional life insurance for yourself during this year's open enrollment and you hadn't done so before, you can actually purchase up to $200,000 of life insurance for yourself during this year's open enrollment. You can certainly elect more coverage than that, but during this year's open enrollment, all you would have to do is select the coverage and you would automatically have that. If you wanted to elect coverage during this year's open enrollment for your spouse or domestic partner, you can elect up to $50,000. And then for children, it's up to $10,000. So it's a unique open enrollment opportunity this year. During the following year, once you've made your elections, the only time you can make a change would be if you had a qualifying life event or waiting until next year's open enrollment.
Right. And at that point, you may have to get evidence of insurability to prove that.
Correct. Yep.
Great. And then the next question is from Jasmine. Can you confirm the contribution for Kaiser, biweekly employee, and one baby? So this is the New York Life webinar. If you go to our website, I'm going to give you the SFHSS open enrollment link. And then you can find your employer group from there and look for your rates. It should be under city and county. And then Betty, I tried the QR code from your presentation in the beginning, but it did not give me the premium or ask me the coverage amount that I might be interested in. I think that was the calculator, right, Kathleen?
Yeah, so the QR code at the very beginning is the life insurance calculator. It should ask you kind of basic questions. It's honestly a pretty basic calculator, but it's going to get you an idea of potentially what level of life insurance you should be purchasing for yourself based on your own personal circumstances. So do you own your home? Do you have a family? Do you have children? How old are they? That's really the whole idea behind it. So it's probably not going to tell you exactly the amount that you should purchase, but it does give you a good idea. Betty, if you had any issues with it not working, then by all means, let us know. We can certainly help you with that.
Thank you. And then Leo just wants to clarify, I think Kathleen is answering this now, but to be clear, does this mean that next year we would be expected that there would be the medical exam paperwork if we decline this year? No minimum insurability amount. Oh, Kathleen, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was working on the estate planning questions. So what was the question? I apologize. Let me go back here.
Oh, they just want to confirm that if they, to be clear, does this mean that next year we would expect that there would be the medical exam paperwork
Yes,
if we
correct.
decline this year?
Correct. That is correct. Yeah. So this year's your opportunity. If you want to elect coverage without having to answer medical questions, you can do so up to those limits that we talked about as the guarantee issue amounts. Next year, you would need to answer medical questions if you decide you want to do it then. Absolutely.
Great, thank you. And then Betty has a question. Will someone from New York Life be at the 1145 Market Street? Yes, so we have a benefit fair this Wednesday. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Betty. It is at the HSS headquarters at 1145 Market Street on the second floor. And I believe we will have representative from New York Life. Is that correct, Kathleen?
That is correct.
And then Karen, I see that you asked for something to be repeated. Could you clarify what you wanted repeated? If you just put that in the chat, we'd appreciate it and we'll come back to you. And the next question is from King. There was a mention about creating living trusts with the estate program in the last session. Is that supported or is that a service that is provided?
Living trusts are not part of this service. No, it would be a basic will.
Thank you. And the next question is from Chrissy. Is estate support available 1/1/2026?
Correct. It is, yes. And within the microsite, there is a flyer that highlights how to access estate support. I know that was another question. And also in the presentation, there's a link with the passcode as well. So either place, you'll be able to get information to begin doing that 1/1/26.
Thank you. And then Michael wants to know, how come I see MetLife short-term insurance for 2026 enrollment? And it has both New York Life and MetLife insurance offering for 2026? I believe MetLife is accident and illness insurance. I'm pretty sure they do not have a short-term disability insurance.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Jessica. So probably like the accident indemnity, the hospital indemnity, those voluntary benefits that are different than short-term disability.
Thank you. And then Sharon asked, what class is SFUSD? I believe you have a completely separate voluntary benefits program and you would have to enroll via a USD. HSS does not manage your voluntary benefits for SFUSD employees. And the next question is from Chrissy. I can't find a detailed summary with monthly cost for New York Life supplemental group term life insurance on HSS website. Could you please provide that information? So we don't do details of monthly costs. You would have to get that through Workterra. And you can always call a representative. The reason for that is because a lot of this is dependent on your age. It would just be honestly too much information to list out. So if you call Workterra, and I'm going to provide the link.
And Jessica, just so you know, just to answer a little bit more on that question, and this is something that I think somebody else on your team had requested, we are putting together some rate summary sheets that will be available to everybody. There's been a little bit of rework involved on those, but as soon as they're ready, we'll get those over to everybody and they can be posted.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, so the next question is from Imelda. How do we get the estate planning assistance?
So that is, there's a flyer for estate support, estate planning that is in the microsite. And it's also a link in the presentation we have as well. So you can find the link along with the web ID number that you would need. But again, it's going to be something that you can utilize as of 1/1/2026.
Yeah, and actually, if you received an open enrollment email from HSS this morning around 8:20-ish this morning, that email should have the link to the New York Life microsite. I apologize, it's just because I'm hosting right now. Otherwise, I would flip to another screen and pull up that information. But if you go to that email, that should have the link to the New York Life microsite. And now I'm going to go back and check. We do have, I love it, you guys. We have so many
And
questions
Jessica,
coming in.
Real quick, I just dropped back in here as well. I just pasted it from the presentation, the website for the estate guidance here, along with the ID.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you.
And so for those who want, it's guidanceresources.com. And there's a web ID, NYLGBS. And then Leo asks, I'm going through the Workterra screens right now, and I didn't see long-term disability as an option. Is it called something else? No, your long-term disability is most likely with provided by your employer, so it's employer sponsored. And what you're seeing through the Workterra screens is what's voluntary and what's employee paid. And that would be short-term disability, the supplemental life, accidental death, and dismemberment benefits. Kathleen, did I miss something?
You got it. Nope.
Okay, and then we have the next question is from King. Ken, do we need to provide medical exam if we increase our voluntary enrollment amounts next year if we elect this year?
Correct. You will need to answer medical questions next year if you decide you want to elect it. This year, it's a special open enrollment. So that's why there are not the need for the medical questions if you do up to the GI, or if you want to enroll in the STD this year, you can do so. And there's no need to answer medical questions. Next year, you will need to do so.
Thank you. And then the next question is from Karen. You had provided a webpage, and on Wednesday at what time? So Wednesday is actually the Health Service Systems final benefits fair. So if you want to meet with plan representatives in person, we welcome you to stop by, meet with our different representatives, and I am going to try to see if I can grab that link from our website. Hang on, and I know we'll probably have, so I really so appreciate everybody's questions here. OE calendar. I'm going to drop this in right now. Okay, so thank you, Karen. And then I'm going to check for more questions. Could you confirm the best number? 1-833-711-4498. Is that the Workterra phone number? Sorry, I have to look that up.
Yeah, I think it must be because we don't have a number. So it probably, I'm guessing, is Workterra, Jessica. I'm guessing.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, 833-711-4498. That's correct. And then I think we've gone through all the questions so far. I don't see any more coming through. If you have more questions, we're happy to answer them. Feel free to go into the Q&A and drop us a question. We'll just give it a few minutes.
And Jessica, I did request from Jen the link for the microsite, and her system is down. So I apologize if I get it, I'll drop it in here. If not, I know that you have it on your end as well.
Yes, let me try
So
to.
sorry. Yeah, thank you.
No worries, I'm sure. Since we have a bit of a break between questions now, I'm just going to pull up our email from this morning, and I'll try to find that New York Life microsite. Okay, this is.
Did you locate
Found
it? Yay, thank you for
Yep.
doing that. Awesome.
Okay, I found it.
Great.
Here is the microsite for New York Life, and I believe I also included a link for value-added benefits. This is a great one. I was looking at it
Awesome.
myself. We do want everyone to take advantage of these value-added benefits.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And a few more questions have come in, so I'm going to go back into the Q&A. and see where I left off. Oh, is there a New York Life? So Michael wants to know, is there a New York Life direct contact number?
There is, but it would be specific to filing some type of a claim with us or going through medical underwriting. Any kind of general questions specific to the New York Life plans would go through your employer, and we can certainly coordinate on getting you what you need. So hopefully that helps, but no, there is not a general customer service number.
Okay, and then Jade asks, I might have missed it earlier. Please advise where I can find the plan document for the basic LTD and life insurance, the basic coverage that EE does not need to pay. Let me get you the New York, that should be on the New
So we
York
have
Life
our plan
microsite, correct?
summaries. We have the plan summaries, and the plan summaries are posted in the microsite. So that will give you kind of some general information. We are in the process of going through kind of the implementation and getting San Francisco Health Services set up. And what will happen then is we will be issuing policies for all the different coverages we talked about, alongside what we call employee certificates, which are going to include a lot of detail around each coverage. So those are something that are typically available usually in December or early January. But for now, we have the benefit summaries, which you'll be able to locate via the microsite that Jessica provided.
Great, thank you. And then Leo said, I know this was answered, but the Hartford is being phased out. Is that right? It's confusing because the info is also on the page, presumably for comparison reasons.
Yeah, New York Life is replacing the Hartford as of January 1st, 2026. So what you have in place until that time is coverage through the Hartford. But agree,
Yeah,
it
that's
is a little
why.
confusing. Yeah.
Exactly. I get that. It's confusing, but it's still
Yes.
in effect as of this year. So it'll be in effect until December.
Correct.
And I don't see any more new questions coming in. So I'll give it a few minutes. Oh, somebody just. Okay, Michael asks, I would like to get a hold of New York Life short-term policy details before Friday. How can I get a copy? Recommend you reach out to Worterra, and I have the
So
website.
I
Oh, I
think,
just had it.
yeah, the most comprehensive information, if you're looking for kind of like the plan design for the short-term disability, is going to be the benefit summaries within our microsite. But then enrollment, as well as questions about the coverage, as Jessica said, are going to go through Workterra. So I would reach out to them as a starting point as well.
Thank you. And Michael brings up a good point. This Friday, open enrollment ends. Please get your elections in by Friday at 5 p.m. So we really appreciate that. And I don't see any more questions coming in, but we'll also give it a few minutes as we are here till 1 p.m. So if you have any other questions regarding your New York Life policy, please let us know. Okay, without seeing any more questions in the queue, I want to thank everyone for joining this webinar this afternoon. We really appreciate you taking your lunch break to attend this webinar. And this, oh, a new question just came in. Yuri asked, at retirement, you said you can convert, but the price will change. Can you explain that, Kathleen?
So what happens is if you convert your coverage, you're converting from an existing policy under the group plan, which is called term life insurance, to whole life insurance. And whole life insurance is something that accrues a cash value. So the cost from term life to whole life insurance obviously is going to be a little bit different. Because it's a much richer benefit, a much richer line of coverage. So yes, the rates do change when you retire for conversion for life insurance. If you wanted to convert your AD&D insurance, that's something else. And there are separate rate tables for both of those. And those we can share, Jessica, we can send those over to you and you can share them if you want at this point. But when somebody retires, we would send a packet of information and you would have the rates at that point in time.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am also going to drop this in the overall discussion, just so everybody has.
Sorry, Jessica, real quickly. The rates for conversion, I see a follow-up here about how much it's going to be. The rates for conversion are based on age. And so it's this extensive rate table. It's based on the benefit amount. But it does change and it does increase from what you pay under the group plan.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I just put in the link for Workterra and also the phone number into the Q&A. Oh, Mitchell has his hand raised. Mitchell, are you able to send us your question in the Q&A? We'll just give Mitchell a minute here. Ah, I see a post. Okay, 2 more questions have come in.
Okay.
One is from Leo for short-term disability. Is that one where if waive it this cycle that we can opt in later without any additional tests or paperwork?
No, so for short-term disability, if you want to elect the voluntary STD coverage and have not done so during this year's open enrollment, you can do that without having to answer any medical questions. If you decide to purchase it later, then yes, you would need to answer medical questions unless you had a qualifying life event in 2026. Next in open enrollment, because we're offering it this year without medical questions, you would need to provide them next year during next year's open enrollment if you decided to enroll in the coverage at that point. The voluntary term life is similar in that it's a special event this year without medical questions up to the certain amounts we've talked about. So hopefully that answers your question, Leo. But drop in something in the chat if you need more. I can see another question here. Can after 70 for whole life still be able to buy for the conversion? Yeah, so whole life rates and whole life coverage is available for as long as somebody remains alive, essentially. So there's rates all the way up to age 100 and beyond.
Great, thank you. And we are going to end promptly at 1 p.m. I don't see any more questions coming in right now. Oh, Mitchell said he accidentally raised his hand. Okay, then I think we are good. I don't see any more new questions coming in. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And thank you, Kathleen, for answering all of our questions. We really appreciate that. I hope everyone will consider these benefits to protect their family's finances, through times of uncertainty. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Workterra. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jessica.
Thanks.